Some battles are fought in the streets. Some are fought in the dark. But the battle that nearly killed the Hells Angels happened in a courtroom. A case built on lies, a witness built on fear, and a state determined to crush a brotherhood. This isn't a story about guilt or innocence. It's a story about how far power will go when it decides you're the enemy. On a Tuesday morning, California woke up to a headline no angel ever expected. Hell's Angels accused of assault, trial imminent. But the alleged victim? A drifter who had already changed his story 6 times. Still, when a prosecutor wants a villain, truth is optional. What mattered wasn't what happened. What mattered was what could be sold to the public. And this story, it sold fast. Neighbors whispered, bars shut early, reporters swarmed like flies on gasoline. But the Angels weren't panicking, not yet, because they still believed in one thing: a lie can't survive a courtroom. They were about to learn how wrong that belief was, because this courtroom wasn't built for truth, it was built for a show. Before the trial even started, the courthouse steps were packed. Cameras on tripods, reporters flipping notebooks, flashing bulbs exploding like lightning. Every journalist wanted one thing: a monster. And the newspapers had already drawn one. The Angels arrived quietly. No yelling, no threats, but the cameras twisted every step. A leather jacket became intimidation. A calm stare became rage. A silence became refusal to speak. Truth didn't matter. Narrative did. And the narrative was clear: outlaws on trial. But the show inside the courtroom would be even dirtier. The prosecutor walked into the courtroom like a man stepping onto a stage. He didn't just present evidence, he performed it. He painted the Angels as a violent organization, even though the case was about a single alleged assault. He waved blurry photos like weapons, photos taken out of context, photos from months before, photos with no connection to the crime. But the jury didn't know that. They saw leather, patches, motorcycles, fear, and fear is persuasive. But the real twist was still coming. The star witness. When the drifter walked in, half the courtroom gasped. He looked worse than before, like someone had coached him to appear more broken. But the problem wasn't how he looked, it was how he spoke. He hesitated, he paused, he contradicted himself. He pointed at the wrong biker, he mixed up dates, he forgot parts of his own story. Even the judge glanced over his glasses. It was obvious. This witness was a lie. But lies have momentum. When pushed by prosecutors and supported by headlines and framed as public safety, they roll like boulders. And the boulder was about to crush the Angels. Until Sonny made a move no one expected. Sonny didn't have to testify. His lawyer warned him against it. But Sonny wasn't trying to win a case. He was trying to win a truth. So he stood, walked to the witness chair, sat down under the hot courtroom lights, and said in a low, steady voice, "I didn't attack him, and neither did my brothers. No anger, no theatrics, no fear, just truth, delivered like a hammer." He explained where he was that night. He named witnesses. He laid out facts, and the courtroom listened. For the first time, the jury heard a human being, not a headline. But the prosecutor wasn't done. The prosecutor attacked. He accused. He twisted. He provoked. He tried to frame Sonny as the mastermind of an outlaw empire. He asked questions that weren't questions. They were accusations disguised as inquiries. But Sonny didn't flinch. Every answer was calm, precise, controlled, not a single crack. And the jury saw something unexpected. A leader, not a criminal. A man who refused to fold under pressure, but the verdict would come from a place deeper than logic. The jury deliberated for hours, then a full day, then 2. Outside, reporters filled the steps again. Inside, Sonny sat unmoving, staring straight ahead. When the jury finally returned, the room went silent. The foreman stood and read words that would echo across biker history. Not guilty. Silence. Then gasps. Then reporters running for phones. Then officers tightening jaws. The angels didn't cheer, didn't yell, didn't clap. Sonny simply nodded, because this wasn't victory. It was survival. Barely. But the story didn't end there, because the verdict didn't stop the state. It made them angrier. The trial was supposed to destroy the angels. Instead, it exposed something terrifying. The more they tried to crush this brotherhood, it strengthened. But California wasn't finished. A new strategy was being drafted. A new war was coming. And next time, it wouldn't be fought in a courtroom.